The Sixers are getting to keep their pick in the NBA draft, sort of winning the draft lottery by getting to keep it. Pick number 3 goes to our Philadelphia 76ers. The Eagles are now up to breaking news 10 minutes ago, 4 games on their schedule released, 4 different days of the week as well. We're going to talk about the schedule. We're going to talk about what's been released, what information's out there. Maybe a special guest joining us shortly to go over it as well. And of course, did the Phillies win last night? Spoiler alert, they did not. We'll talk about it. Trending in the AM, talking all things and more. We're live in 30 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. We are live, YouTube and Twitter. You know the drill. Do what you can. Hit that like button. Hit that share button, please. Hit that subscribe button, please, guys. I'd greatly, greatly appreciate it. It's free to do. Literally costs you nothing to do that. So like, share, subscribe. Please, I'd greatly appreciate it, guys. We got a jam-packed show today. Lots to talk about today. The Sixers sort of semi-win their draft lottery. They didn't get the first overall pick. That was obviously as staged can be, going to the Dallas Mavericks. But they get to keep their pick, and they actually moved up to the number 3 spot in the NBA draft, upcoming NBA draft. So we're going to talk all about that today. What should the Eagles, I'm focused on the Eagles. What should the Sixers do with that third pick? Are you confident? Do you matter? It doesn't matter. I mean, there's so much to think about. Eagles' schedule, more news have been released. We're up to 4 games. Another game was just released literally minutes ago, so we're going to get into that. Hopefully, our special guest will be joining us in about 20 or 30 minutes to go over the Eagles' schedule. And yes, the Phillies lost yesterday. Not freaking out, not panicking over a loss, but just want to make sure that everybody knows the Phillies are in the conversation as always. So we're going to dive right into the comments as we always do. Mainly talking NBA lottery, mainly talking the Sixers, and, of course, the Dallas Mavericks getting the first pick, all on the table here. Adam, right away. Good morning, Adam. How you doing? Sixers got the third pick. I would trade that pick and get rid of Embiid and Paul George and get a couple young players in the deal, too. It's an obvious question that has to be asked. Would you package pick number 3 to get off of Joel Embiid or Paul George's contract? And it doesn't sound like a good idea, but it is something. It is a possibility. It is a thing that Daryl Morey will have to consider, depending on the offers on the table. Trade the pick, Steven's saying right away. Sorry, fat finger to send button. Trade the pick is what Steven says. You know, there's going to be a huge portion of Eagles fans that do believe this. There are a huge portion of Eagles fans. I keep saying Eagles. I'm so focused on the damn Eagles schedule release and so focused on football, I keep calling the Sixers the Eagles. There's going to be a lot of Sixers fans that want to trade this pick. And I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't love it, but I also wouldn't hate it. Good morning, Rick. How you doing today? Hope you're well. What farce the NBA? Think about all the players, superstars, stud players that left the team, like Luka leaving the Mavericks. And then immediately after it, they win the draft lottery. When LeBron left Cleveland, Cleveland won the lottery. When AD left, they won the lottery. When Luka, there's literally so many instances of star players leaving a city, and they get rewarded with a pick, the number 1 pick. It's hilarious. 1.5% chance to get it. It's hilarious. Ace Bailey got to be the pick. Ace Bailey will probably be the pick. But here's my question, Rick, and I don't watch a boatload of college basketball, but I got a question for you. These top 2, Harper and Bailey from Rutgers. Hey, why do people think they're so good? Rutgers was 15-18 last year, and they had two guys that are projected to go in the top 3 of the NBA draft. Why? Why are we so excited about it? There is no, I don't even know if Cooper Flagg is a generational talent, let alone Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey's going to be a nice player. He's a 3-and-D athletic wing. Cool, yeah, we kind of need that. But is Ace Bailey the type of guy that's going to change the pathway of the Sixers organization going forward? Probably not. So I don't know how I feel about this. Good morning, Duck. How you doing today? Eagles' schedule release is great. I absolutely agree with you. So far, we got 4 games. Obviously, Eagles-Dallas kicking off the season. We got Eagles and Green Bay on Monday Night Football, Week 10, November 10th. That literally just dropped minutes before I went live. Eagles in Washington, Saturday, December 20th. Eagles host the Bears November 28th on Black Friday. I have a feeling we're going to end up on Christmas Day as well. With that Saturday, December 20th game, really sets up for a Christmas Day. It's going to be something. Who is the best option at number 3? Probably Ace Bailey. What's up, Booch? The Booch is loose today. Hope you are well, my man. Probably Ace Bailey. But do you trade down? Pick up multiple options? Do you package it to get Giannis Antetokounmpo, which is going to be a hot topic? What are the other options with that pick 3? We didn't win the lottery when Simmons left. Oh, no. We won the lottery because Ben Simmons left. Will Ben Simmons get another contract this offseason? Oh, we got a Knicks fan and a Giants fan. What's up, Finesse? How you doing? Look, sad sight last night. And again, I'm not a Knicks fan, obviously, or a Celtics fan, obviously. But to see Jason Tatum potentially rupture his Achilles and now miss all of next year, too, it's a damn shame for Jason Tatum. You hate to see any star player go down and go out like that. You know, obviously we had that happen with the last play of a game with Ryan Howard back in the day in 2011. Ace is elite, says the pump man. Is he? If Ace is so elite and Dylan Harper is so elite, why? Why were the Rutgers basketball team a below 500 team, pump man? That's just what I'm asking. Ace is a very good player. He's going to develop. He's only 18. I'm not sure when he turns 19. He's got to put on 15 pounds of muscle, which at his age he probably will. He's a development project. He's a 3-and-D guy. He's going to play very good defense. I think he had like 1.5 steals a game, over a block a game, or something like that. The guy is going to be a good defensive player. He shoots okay. Could get better with the long shot. But with where the Sixers are, is Ace really what we want? I don't know. I would love Ace Bailey on the Knicks. Okay. Well, you got a really well-built team right now with the Knicks. Cooper Flagg is Tyler Hansbrough. Look, I think Cooper Flagg is a phenomenal talent and going to be a great basketball player. But here's the thing. Is Cooper Flagg going to change and be the center? Like, Cooper Flagg, to me, strikes me as a number 2. Cooper Flagg, like a Donovan Mitchell, in the perspective of what they're capable of doing. Going to put up some numbers. They're going to put up stats. But I don't know if Cooper Flagg is even the guy. Not excited by this year's draft crop, but Bailey is probably who they end up getting. So if you can move on from Embiid's contract by trading pick 3, exactly. Like, I'm just thinking. I got the draft. I have the wrong page up. Rounds. All right, let's put it up by rounds. Let's see. I'm looking at like 9, 10, 11, 80. The Rockets have the 10th pick. You trade back to 10. Do they want Joel Embiid? Like, is there a team that wants Joel Embiid that we still get a first-round pick and other stuff and move back? Maybe. I mean, it's crazy, but I don't know about Tyler Hansbrough. I think he's a little bit better than that. What's the dude that we wanted? I forget his name now, from the Jazz. I'm drawing a blank. He's a guy that's going to put up 20 points a game. He's going to shoot. It's going to be a solid number 2 star on the team. But I don't know if Cooper Flagg is going to be the number 1 player on any basketball team that has a title opportunity. Trade down. This is not the NFL. I know. I'm just suggesting the idea. I'm not saying I would do it, Pump Man. What I'm saying is this is unfortunate. Like, because we didn't get this, because we got this pick, next year's pick is now top 4 protected. Like, I almost didn't need the pick this year because this draft is not super. This draft is eerily similar to this year's NFL draft. Sell the pick to the Mavs for Embiid. Was that they have not officially announced it. There's a lot of rumors floating around the Twitterverse that it was an Achilles, but they have not said anything officially yet. All the lotteries are rigged. That's why American sports should consider relegation. That would eliminate tanking. Yeah, I'd have to think long and hard about that. I know you've brought that up before, and I haven't yet really sat down and thought deep about that. But I mean, seriously, 1.5% chance, and they get it. Like the worst two records in the NBA, the Wizards and the Jazz and the Pelicans are 5, 6, and 7. Like, just think about that. That's insane. Why do we care about Rutgers' record? Cooper Flag choked in the Final Four. At least he made the freaking Final Four, Marshawn. Like, they didn't even make the tourney, Rutgers. Like, I'm just trying to think about how good can two players be? How generational can two players be if they couldn't even get them a winning record? I wonder if we could trade Embiid for Giannis. Is it Embiid for Giannis or is it Paul George for Giannis? Which one is it? I don't know. I don't even know if I want Giannis Antetokounmpo on the Sixers. I probably actually don't want Giannis on the Sixers. But it's a conversation. Giannis had some interesting comments to the media and is probably looking for a way out of Milwaukee at this point. If you give up Embiid in the third pick to the Rockets, what in the world are you getting back? I don't know. You're getting off of Joel Embiid's contract. The point of the theory, and I'm just bringing up the topic that I know everybody will talk about. Not saying I would or wouldn't do it, Marshawn. But what I'm saying is that we've got two of the worst contracts in the history of sports, in Joel Embiid's contract and Paul George's contract. The point is you move off of it. You free up 3 years, 4 years, whatever's left on that deal, and $300 million or whatever. So you don't have to worry about the problem of ramping up Joel Embiid all the time. It's just moving on, franchise-wise. That's the point of it. It's not to get something back. It's to get off of it. Not a monumental draft class for NBA this year. It's very similar. There's a lot of depth pieces, a lot of role players in this draft, but that's it. Trade Embiid for players and draft the Duke center. I see a lot of people talking about this Duke center, that they want the Sixers to draft him. Yeah. It's a possibility. And is Cooper Flag, like in other years, let's say the Jason Tatum, Markelle Fultz year, would Cooper Flag even be number one? So, he's a better player than John Wall. But remember the John Wall, Evan Turner year? We had the number 2 pick that year. We overhyped ourselves for Evan Turner with the number 2 pick just because it was the number 2 pick. When in reality, we all knew that Evan Turner wasn't going to be a superstar. I don't know if Ace Bailey's going to be a superstar. Joel barely played college hoops, and he turned out generational. Yes. Yes, he did. And what's the point of that? Disagree. I think it's a very solid draft for players 3 to 10. Everybody seems to. And Dives, what's up, my man? Hope you're doing well. This is your time of the year. It's draft time. This is when the months of research and video clips pays off. But the question is Ace Bailey worth taking or some kind of trade happening here? I don't know. Duke Center getting deported. What? I don't even know what you're talking about there. The Sixers suck again next year and somehow land top 3 to 5 pick, then that might be processed. Well, see, the problem is it's top 4 protected next year. So if it falls 5th next year, we don't get it. And I've already thought about that in my mind, Marshawn, that how funny would it be if the Sixers get a top. Next year, they'll tank again, and they'll end up getting the 6th pick and not keeping it because the NBA would never allow that to happen. Edgecombe, is it Combe? Is it Edgecombe? Is that how you say it? Will be a generational player. I don't know enough to say that. He's the Baylor guard. Tall kid, but tall, skinny like a kid. That's the thing I hate. I hate NBA drafts. All these kids in the NBA draft, they're so damn skinny and lanky, man. Like, I don't know what to make of them. Like, who's going to put the muscle on? Who's not? These guys are like stick figures. Don't their parents ever have them eating any cheeseburgers or anything like that? Hit the gym. Content check. Yeah, what's up, my man, Memphis? How you doing? It's Ace Bailey or VJ Edgecombe. Ace fits what the Sixers need, but not the timeline. VJ is combo guard, solid defensive prospect, but doesn't have the upside of Ace, and there aren't many minutes for him. Look, I'm okay with the Sixers taking Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey is the exact type of player the Sixers organization, in theory, has not had for a very long time. A 3-and-D wing athletic guy. There's some questions now floating about can he get to the rim and get his own shot. But you know what? We haven't had an athletic 3-and-D wing guy in a long time. Guy that's just going to take shots and play great defense. And he's long and lanky. Again, needs to put on a good 15 pounds of muscle. But that's what we need. Problem is, we also need to get off that Embiid contract. We also need to get off that Paul George. If you're telling me we didn't have Paul, if we found a way to get rid of Paul George and Joel Embiid, and we were going to build around Maxey, McCain, and Bailey next year and build towards the future, then I'm fine with that. The point is you're questioning Ace Bailey's value at 3 because Rutgers suck. Meanwhile, players like Joel, Kyrie, Zion barely played in college. Okay, I got what you're saying. Okay, I get it now. But the thing is, you had Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper, who both played at Rutgers, and I'm guessing most of the year, if not all year, and they still stunk. If Joel played at Kansas all year and Kansas stunk, I would have questioned it. I definitely would have questioned it. Can a draft be solid? Is that many players in the lottery have question marks. The lottery guys need to be ready to start. And most of these guys, the thing is, again, just like in football with quarterbacks, Steven, guys start way too soon. Ace Bailey's drafted. First off, let's get back. Let's backtrack for a second here. If Ace Bailey is the selection, who even trusts Nick Nurse to play Ace Bailey at all this year? I mean, Jared McCain was putting up how many points, and he was still getting benched at points early in this season by Nick Nurse. So we talk about Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey will be coming off the bench. Ace Bailey will be DMP coach's decisions 5 of the first 10 games of the season. Let's be realistic for a second here. You burn a lot of calories in a game of basketball. If you don't pound pizza, you're not gaining. Phil thinks gaining 15 pounds. Oh, I know it's not easy. It ain't easy, man. I mean, it's easy for me. I mean, if I wanted to gain 15 pounds, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Why was Cowboys trending yesterday? Because Eagles-Cowboys, week 1, kick off the season on Thursday Night Football, September 4th, to kick off the entire NFL season. Ace Bailey has a lot of question marks. He's a Michael Porter Jr. clone that needs to be molded correctly from day one. He's not an ISO scorer, which he was at Rutgers. Can he be convinced that he's a 3-and-D and not a Tracy McGrady? And do you trust Nick Nurse to do all that? To coach all that? I don't know. Yeah, that's true. Stop. Jesus, we talked Sixers for. I know we did. We're hopefully we'll have a special guest joining us here shortly, and we'll move on to the Eagles here. But I think we are called trending in the AM, and obviously the NBA draft lottery, the Sixers getting the 3rd pick, the Mavericks with their 1.5% chance got the 1st pick. It is what's trending, K1. That is the thing. What's a rich person problem? I mean, I don't trust Nick Nurse at all. And this is the thing. I don't trust this entire Sixers organization. Like, I asked the question. I'm not suggesting. I asked the question, would you trade it? Pick 3. And my first answer is, I don't trust Daryl Morey to make that trade. I say, will Ace Bailey even get any real coaching from Nick Nurse? I don't trust Nick Nurse developing Ace Bailey. I don't trust Daryl Morey. I don't trust Josh Harris. I don't trust Nick Nurse. I don't trust our medical staff. I don't trust this organization. And this is a big part of the problem. If I tried to talk the PGA Championship on this show, y'all would kill me. All right, K1? That's why we got Fairway to Heaven tonight, 6 p.m. live. Jason, Steven, and myself. I got all my bets made. I've got all my parlays. I've got 5 of my 8 lineups written. I'm ready to roll for the PGA Championship. It is pouring in Quail Hollow. These guys aren't going to get any practice time this week. Although Hideki was out there in the pouring rain because the hard stuff wasn't going to come, for a little while longer. I would get killed if I tried talking PGA Championship on the morning show. I would. I give the people what they want, but I just gave you a little tease of what's to come tonight. Quail Hollow. It's going to be a killer this week down in North Carolina there. But anyway, I don't trust the Sixers organization to make these organizational decisions that are going to have impact on our Sixers for the next 5-10 years. I'm happy. I'm a very happy person. I'm very happy, Pup Man. Always. This draft makes me sad for the future of the NBA. The league is already hard enough to watch. I don't see any of these guys moving the needle and make the league better besides Flag. Like I said, I like Cooper Flag. I think Cooper Flag is going to be a great player. He's going to make all-star games, etc. He's going to help fix the Dallas Mavericks after losing their fan base, after losing Luka Doncic. It's going to ease the burden a little bit. But is he all-pro? Is he a guy that's going to single-handedly win the Mavericks an NBA championship? I don't think so. I think he's a Robin to a Batman on a championship-level team. He's a guy you put next to the superstar. You put him next to Giannis Antetokounmpo. You put him next to, I don't know why, to Anthony Edwards. You put him next to SGA. And then that's what you do. You can't put him in a Donovan Mitchell situation and expect him to lead the way. That's just my opinion. But we'll see. This is shaping up to be a very interesting draft. And, the way it's shaped out with the top of the board and the worst teams falling a little back, there's a lot that could happen. I mean, having Mavs, Spurs, Sixers, 1, 2, 3, and then it's what? Is it the Hornets, Jazz, Wizards, Pelicans through 7, Nets 8, Rockets 9, or Raptors 9, Rockets 10. I don't trust the Sixers organization, says it all. They will screw this up. Trust that. I don't, like I said, and Big Al, and that's what I feel. I don't trust them. I don't. I don't want them trading the pick. I don't want them making the pick. What I want is Daryl Morey gone, Nick Nurse gone, and then let the next person make these decisions. But everyone's going to tell you that Daryl Morey is going to nail this draft pick. I mean, it's pretty simple. There's 2 guys that you're going to pick, Edgecombe or Bailey. That's it. They're going to say that Daryl Morey selected Tyrese Maxey and Jarrett McCain, and look at how great those 2 turned out. Well, one, Tyrese Maxey was not projected to be great. Kind of feel like he got lucky with Tyrese Maxey. And Jarrett McCain is still a developmental question mark. And you've got 2 guys, same size, 2 undersized guards in McCain and Maxey. That's why you kind of need Ace Bailey to bring some length to the defensive side of things. But I don't want to hear that, Daryl Morey will nail this draft because he nails every draft. Kind of got lucky. And I guess it's better to be lucky than not. But still, the league is going to need all of the sons of great NBA players to get through college to make it better, possibly. How many of them are there right now? Will Sixers draft Bronny? No. Thank God. The real question is, which draft pick will sell more seats for Harris's new arena? Honestly, K1, probably a part of the conversation. I would not put it past Josh Harris to be having that conversation with Daryl Morey. Who's going to sell the seats? Who's going to be the bigger star Who's got the bigger personality? Who's going to be more polarizing? Because Josh Harris cares about that money. We kept the pick, be grateful. I suggested last night in a short video. It would have been better not to get the pick. Is next year's draft class going to be better than this year's? Maybe. I don't know. Because now we're losing next year's pick because we got this year's pick. We're still going to have Joel Embiid and Paul George on this team. We still don't know how many games those two guys are going to play. Daryl Morey keeps saying if Joel Embiid comes back healthy, he's going to play at an MVP level. But he keeps throwing that if in there to set us up where it comes to October 1st and we're still ramping up Joel Embiid. It don't matter who gets picked at number 3. If Joel Embiid isn't healthy, what does it matter? The fact that they're not willing to make bold decisions. We're going to get younger in our rotation, blah, 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 but we're still going to have Eric Gordon and Kelly Oubre and Andre Drummond on this team. That's part of the problem. All right, gotcha. So just had an emergency from our guest today. Got it. Was just checking in on my guest today because I know he had some personal family things happening. We will try to reschedule with John Barchard sometime later this week. But stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. But anyway, sorry, I'm trying to produce the show while also talking to you guys here, trying to work some things out. I hope the weather in Charlotte clears up by Thursday for the PGA Championship. We'll get into that, what it means for the championship tonight. But they are saying Thursday through Sunday is going to be dry, K1, and it's going to be unseasonably hot in Charlotte this weekend for the PGA Championship. So it's going to be really wet and soft on Thursday, but by Friday, Saturday, it's going to be dried out. It's going to be lightning fast out there. It's going to be, I'm a little tease. I think 10 under is the highest score you'll see. I don't even know if it's going to get that. It might be at 8 or 9 under PGA Championship this week. It's going to be so tough this week. The Eagles will have a Black Friday game at home. It's my anniversary. Guess I'm getting in trouble. So far, Eagles schedule. We can transition. My question is obviously, will the Eagles even play a game at 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock this year? We've got 4 games announced. We got a Christmas or a Thursday night kickoff game. We got a Monday night football game week 10. We got a Saturday night game December 20th. And we got a Black Friday game. I actually like that they're playing on Black Friday versus Thanksgiving. I do. Black Friday's like the slowest Friday in the pizza business for my pizza shop because of where in Kennett Square I'm located. So Black Friday Eagles game actually helps me as a business owner majorly. Like majorly helps me out. So that's interesting. So 4 games, none of them are even on a Sunday at this point. Like, the Eagles' schedule is shaping up to be one of the most wacky. We got a Thursday night, we got a Saturday night, we got a Friday, and we got a Monday. They're going to try to have the Eagles play on every day of the week, 7 days of all 7 days of the week at some point this year. The Eagles will be the first Tuesday game and the first Wednesday game of the season too, probably. I will say that the Saturday, December 20th game in Washington against the Washington Commanders is definitely setting up the Eagles to also play on Christmas Day. Which I know it's been reported that the Chiefs will be playing the Broncos in Kansas City on Christmas night, which means Eagles will be playing somebody in the afternoon on Christmas, which I don't do much on Christmas anyway, so whatever. Maybe I won't live stream. It's really all these night games are really going to kill trending in the AM. So how am I going to stay up till 12 o'clock at night watching an Eagles game, live streaming the Eagles game with you guys, and then get up to do a show in the morning? It ain't happening. I mean, a lot of schedule changes for trending in AM next year. But let me tell you something. The Eagles' schedule is crazy. so far. Really, really, really crazy. Are you excited for Black Football Friday? They have to wear all black. You got to wear the all black uniform, Steven. You got to. And yes, like I said, because of the pizza business, I will absolutely love Eagles on Black Friday. Maybe I'll even do the Eagles watch party. I'm going to do a live stream of every game. Maybe I'll do it from the pizza shop on Black Friday. NFL conspiring to help Phil's pizza shop points to them. Yeah, that's exactly what they had in mind with that. I don't know. Maybe other pizza shops are busy on Black Friday. But because I'm in Kennett Square, which is so close to Delaware and tax-free shopping, 35, 40 minutes away from the outlets in Lancaster, King of Prussia Mall's 40. Like, there's no malls near me. We're close to Delaware and outlets. So Kennett Square on Black Friday is a ghost town. And, I've considered closing on Black Friday. It's so slow. If I have 7 or 8 staff members in on a Friday, I typically run Black Friday with just my wife and I and a delivery driver because it's that slow. It's not even worth. It's like a Monday in my shop on Black Friday. Phil was cool. He would have read his text and said, bet. I always read my texts. I don't have any texts right now. Pizza Den is greater than Hungry Howie. Oh, absolutely. If Ace Bailey, what's up, RJ? If Ace Bailey becomes better than Cooper Flagg, then I'll admit I was wrong about Morey. One thing I'll credit Morey is on his drafting. But again, and I brought this up, and maybe I'm wrong on this, RJ. Maybe I'm wrong. But I kind of feel like Daryl Morey got lucky with Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain. I don't know if they really projected to be as good as they were. He saw some value in those picks where they got him, but nobody thought Tyrese Maxey, when we drafted him, was going to be a max player. And Jared McCain, let's be honest, there's a lot to still grow there. Eagles already played a Tuesday game. I know they already did, but I'm saying that they're going to play it this year. They're going to be first team to play on all 7 days in one season. I know. It was the web game. I know. I know exactly what it is. Even though he let Isaiah Joe walk. I hate the Isaiah Joe conversation. Don't trigger me with that. Dude, I checked the box score. I don't know if it was the last game or 2 games ago of the OKC. And he played 7 minutes and had no buckets in the game. And I was like, there's that Isaiah Joe again. Good morning, Mark. How you doing? And, guys, there's a lot of people tuning in right now. So, please, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Please, if you haven't already done that, please share. And please, please, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Would mean a lot to me. So, please, like, share, subscribe. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Do you think the Sixers got the number 1 pick? Would they even pick Flagg? Yeah, they would have taken Flagg. And I that would have been another conversation. Would you have traded that pick? Philly's generational Morey hater. Of course, luck is a part of drafting players. I am a hater. Y'all know I hate Rob Thompson. That I'm a Rob Thompson hater. And I'm not saying hate. Hater is different than hate, just so you guys know. Before you all say I said the word hate, I didn't say hate. I said hater. I'm a Rob Thompson hater. But the only person I'm a hater of more than Rob Thompson is Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey is the biggest joke in Philadelphia sports right now. Daryl Morey is the worst part of being a Philadelphia sports fan right now. It's terrible. He's awful. I don't trust him. Adam making this joke would even have picked Flagg. I wouldn't have trusted him to pick Flagg 1 overall. He would have, most likely. I'm serious. No Diddy. What? We're not talking Diddy. Phil is in the Haters Hall of Fame. Call me what you will. Whatever. But what I will say, there's no way you can have confidence in Daryl Morey making the right decisions this offseason. Look at his track record the last couple of offseasons. We can look at just last year. We can look at the year before that. We can look at the year before that. His track record is not good. NBA players across the league, former and current, call him out for what they feel about him. How can you trust a guy to make the best decisions for this franchise when all he does is make bad decisions or get lucky? Phil is the Joel Embiid of haters. What? I'm not a flopper. My knees are pretty shot. I will say that. My back is pretty shot, so I do have those two things in common with Joel Embiid. I'm not the troll that Joel Embiid is. I am part of the process of growing the STT Sports Network. That's why you subscribe. So maybe there are some comparisons to Joel Embiid and me. Look, I tried to move on to the Eagles because you guys didn't want to talk Sixers, but somehow you guys got me back on the Sixers. I was so pissed when Phil took his Eagles flag down. It's a good thing I don't have a Sixers flag because I wouldn't have that up right now. I'll soon have to put the American flag back up. Once we get close to the 4th of July, the American flag will go back up out front. But anyway, no faith, no trust, none. And why would I? Why would I? And why would anybody else? There's going to be Sixers fans out there, and I know, and I'm not trashing them for it. They want the best for their organization. They're going to sell themselves on the hope of Ace Bailey. And let me tell you something. Not sure it's the right decision. Not sure that it will help the franchise get better. The only way this franchise gets better is two ways. One, they trade Joel Embiid and Paul George, or B, we get struck with pixie dust and Joel Embiid and Paul George stay healthy for an entire year. There are only two ways that the Sixers get better, either short-term or long-term. I'm not hating on them. I feel bad for them. I feel bad that there's a portion of Sixers fans that still have faith in this organization, K1. I do. They haven't given us a reason to have faith. But there will be a portion that just blindly, loyally follow them no matter what. There's going to be a lineup of blind, loyal Sixers fans lining up to get Ace Bailey jerseys the day after the draft. There's going to be those Sixers accounts on social media, and they know who they are, already putting out the Sixers starting lineup with Ace Bailey in it. Ace Bailey ain't starting night one. He's going to be a DMP coach's decision night one. He has got a better chance of being a DMP coach's decision night one than a starter night one. And that's the problem. It is. Have I seen flight risk? I never heard of it. So no, obviously not. Haven't heard of it, so obviously not. I just don't. Yeah, maybe it's because also a lot of these social media accounts, these writers, these social media touts, whatever you want to call them, are all like 22 years old, and they just don't know. What do you call young kids these days? I don't even know. Not Gen. What Gen are they? They just don't know. And I guess to an extent, but what's worse? The blind hope that's sold by some of these people, or the haters just to hate people, like the Jalen Hurts haters. I don't even know. Is flight risk that bad Mark Wahlberg? Who knows? Why did Philly Union have a rattlesnake in their logo? You know what? I asked somebody about that. I learned about it. I forget why now, but but yeah, I mean, if Steven's watching, he can explain it, I'm sure still. Gen Alpha, like, look, there's so many of them out there. I don't want to call them out because they're trying. They're doing their thing. They're working hard. But I can't say that they're anything but blind. I'm not going to lie. Phil sounds like Matty. How do I sound like I think you're trying to trigger me here. How am I sounding like Matty B? Do you want me to be fake positive? Can't be fake positive about something. Why would I be fake positive about something? that I don't believe in. The rattlesnake is from Don't Tread on Me flag. That's what I thought it was, but I'm not sure why that has to do with the Philadelphia Union. A rattlesnake, I don't know. I don't mess with no snakes. So you put a snake in front of me, I'm running the other direction, 100%. You want me to start glazing Hurts? The best quarterback in the NFL. Already started my top 32 ultimate quarterback list for 2025. And yes, I put Jalen Hurts at number 1 on the list. Because, yeah, I can do that too. I can troll too. No problem doing it. We'll see at what point this summer I release my list. It's a process coming up with a top 32 list. But I got a temporary one. I keep changing numbers next to names. Give me a name. I'll give one name, the first quarterback name, and I'll tell you where they're tentatively at this point on my list. Give me a tentative name. A first name, and I'll give you a tentative. Not really, but tentative. Matty B was crushing Bryce Harper last night. Well, I wouldn't get rid of Bryce Harper. But I can't believe I'm saying this. Am I feeling okay? I might be a little warm. I might have a fever. But Bryce Harper deserves some criticism. He's struggling massively. Now, I'm not worried about Bryce Harper. I have full faith he'll break out of his slump. But Bryce Harper has not had a good season this year. If you have Hurts in the top 10, I'm gone. I already said it. He was number 1 on my list. Michael Penix. That would be Falcons. This is tentative. This is not a lock, okay? There's some changes. I got Penix at 25. Tyler Shuck. I just have the Saints. I don't have Shuck listed. I just have the Saints listed, and I have them at number 31. And I already said, that was my joke. I had him number 1. But I got the Saints in general at 31 right now. Union is the Union of Independent States, which showed up in the first Constitutional Congress. That's why the hardcore fans call the Sons of Ben. Gotcha. Well, now, that's a history lesson right there. Good stuff. I only said I was going to give out 1 or 2. Now you want them all. And Jackson Dart's not on because Russell Wilson will be starting with the Giants. Phil is the Chase Daniels of haters. Oh, stop. I'm not giving my entire list. I said 1 name. I've already given out like 3. All right, but I love bashing Justin Herbert. How did I put Justin Herbert at number 10? That's why it's still tentative. I got to change that. Justin Herbert is not number 10. I'm not giving you my entire list. That's not done, Adam. I believe it's a homage to Ben Franklin's join or die sign. I'm not giving out my entire list. Like I said 1 name, and you're all throwing like 20. You guys are just trolling with every quarterback's name. Herbert is so overrated, and you know I feel that way. You know I feel that way about Justin Herbert. That Justin Herbert is the one of, if not the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. Yes, Eagles, Packers, Monday Night Football in Green Bay, Week 10, November 10th. Again, 4 games. 4 games released for the Eagles. Obviously, Thursday Night Football to kick off the season September 4th against the Cowboys. We got Monday Night Football the 10th of November. We got Black Friday the 28th against the Bears. We're hosting them. And we're in Washington on Saturday, December 20th. Most likely setting up a Christmas Day game the following week, which is crazy. But it is what it is. I already said he's number 1. Continental Congress, stupid. Cards fans have to wonder, what if Hazley was healthy in 22? I want him on our team so bad. Wouldn't he look great as our closer, Nooms? But why would the Cardinals trade him? They're in the playoff hunt right now. Cowboys blow. We all know that. Poor man's Phillip Rivers is Justin Herbert. Yes, absolutely. Philluminati speaks the truth around here. That is what I do. Gardner Minshew isn't a starting quarterback, so I can't even give you his ranking. I don't even know. Who's he the backup quarterback for this year? I know he changed teams. I don't even remember who he changed teams with. Don't even remember where Gardner Minshew went. But anyway, I do have Tanner McKee number 1 on the list. Jalen Hurts number 2 on the list. Because remember, Tanner McKee is the next coming to Tom Brady. Rick. Anyway, other games that have been released. Have you seen the list of international games? Could you imagine being an Irish football fan from Ireland? Okay. And you're getting your first football game, and it's Steelers versus Vikings. That sounds exciting. Berlin, Colts versus Falcons. What? At least Spain has a decent matchup of Commanders versus Dolphins. And then your 3 London games are Browns versus Vikes, Jets versus Broncos, Rams versus Jaguars. One of those games might be okay. I don't even know which one. None of them might be good. Finn's Commanders game in Spain will be pretty good. Oh, Minshew's backing up Mahomes in Kansas City, right. Every time Phil rubs his head, his hairline recedes. I don't have a 4-head. I got a 5-head. I ain't going to lie. If you know that one, you know that one. You ain't got no 4-head. You got a 5-head. That is a quote. Justin Sherbert is a dessert. I like that. New Pope is not an Eagles fan. I don't care. At McKee being yeah. I was just trying to test the waters to see if Rick was listening or not. Phil Hairline will not give up the fight. Hold that line. Hold. No, I don't want to I'm not going to do my Thor impersonation. We're going to do forgot to shout my man out yesterday. R.I.P. to Mr. Sabu, who passed away this weekend at the age of 60. I can't believe Sabu only was 60 years old. The guy looked like he was 80. The homicidal, suicidal, genocidal, death-defying maniac. Sabu, R.I.P. Is Wentz anywhere? Wentz is a free agent. So if you traded Tanner McKee to the Saints, then you could do the ultimate full circle moment and bring Carson Wentz back in here to be Jalen Hurts' backup. And then when Jalen Hurts goes down, Carson Wentz can win the Super Bowl for the Eagles. The reclamation prize, like it's right there for everybody. I mean, I don't actually believe that would happen or want that to happen. I'm just throwing it out there as a joke. New Pope is a Bears and White Sox fan, yes. The Bears. I'm just making jokes. The whole Carson Wentz thing is just a joke. I do not want it. I do not expect it. Quite frankly, I hope it doesn't happen. But it's a joke. That's all it is a joke. Guys, please like and share and subscribe, please. I really need it. I just looked. There's only 14 likes on this video. We're still stuck at 519 subscribers, so please like, share. 14 votes on the video, but only 14 likes. That means someone voted but did not like the video. There's no redemption arc for Wentz. Come on, you don't want a redemption arc for him? Wentz will back up in Dallas, so when Prescott goes down, he can start. Yeah, I don't know. I think actually maybe New Orleans would take a chance on him. There are some bad situations. The Saints. You know, I started working on my quarterback list. 3 of the teams, the Saints, the Steelers, and the Browns, I didn't even put quarterbacks down for. I just put the team name down because it's so bad, the situation. Why was there white smoke coming out of your car windows? Yeah, I was having a conclave yesterday. I wasn't in my car yesterday. I think it's a sham. I think it's rigged more than the NBA draft lottery. Why I don't have 5,019 subscribers or 50,019 subscribers. It's a sham. It's the biggest conspiracy theory in the world. It's the biggest Montreal screw job of all time. Wentz looked terrible with Casey last year. If you can't look good with Andy Reid, you can't look good with anyone. Yeah. Is Hurts a top 10 quarterback? Yeah. The best quarterback in the NFL. Last night was the eye-opener and barometer of the work left for Dave Dombrowski to do. St. Louis isn't the team per se, but it's the second team we ran into that was playing well and on a roll. Look, we're going to lose games, Noom. We haven't, I mean, we still got 2 more games in this series, and I'm not writing the series off even yet. But last night, couldn't get enough hits, and their bullpen was lights out. I was talking yesterday about how I'm rehooked, and I'm letting my guard down with the Phillies. But we still do know that there's lots of work to do for Dave Dombrowski to really, truly give this team the best opportunity to win a World Series. And it starts with the bullpen. It starts with the fact that the Cardinals can drop Hazley in the 9th inning, and we can't. Josh Allen was terrible at deep ball. Josh Allen stinks. Derek Carr, done. He is. It's a shame. Feel bad for the guy. Competitive game. Derek Carr, I do want to talk about Derek Carr at some point. Like, he's an interesting cat about his career. Like, he played 11, 12 years in the NFL. He had a couple near 5,000-yard seasons. He put up a lot of stats. Never really did much of anything. It's interesting. Like, how do you grade Derek Carr's career? Competitive game, but ultimately not enough in the end. And you're going to lose games. If you're not going 162-0. Look at me being positive about the Phillies. Look at me. But, yeah, the offense fell flat last night. Moving out. Phil, are you worried about the Phillies offense? It is all Schwarber right now. I'm not worried about the offense. I mean, last night they had 3 different guys get 2 hits, and it wasn't Schwarber. Casty, JT, and Bohm all had 2 hits. I'm more concerned about the fact that Stott still isn't allowed to start against left-handers. Maybe you blame the lineup construction for why they struggled last year. Or last night. You changed it up, which they fell flat. I don't want a heart attack. You ought to know by now. Carr is the only quarterback to pass for over 40,000 yards and never. I'm not fact-checking you on this, Anthony. I'm assuming you are right. But that is a very interesting stat there. I think that sums it up. It's kind of how I feel like Justin Herbert's going to end up his career, too. It's a lot of passing yards to never win a playoff game. Yeah, very mid, but not bad. It is a great stat. We're going to assume that Anthony's spot on with it. Dave Dombrowski was shrewd enough to get Luzardo, and he mean-landed someone else. Yeah, look, here's the question. We need bullpen help, obviously. Obviously, we moved Taijuan Walker to the bullpen, and I don't expect Taijuan Walker to be elite in the pen all year long. But you also got Andrew Painter coming up soon. And so who else gets moved to the bullpen? Or do you trade somebody? Or do you put Andrew Painter in the bullpen for the stretch run this year? It's been known to happen in MLB before, where you're a young rookie that you're trying to protect his arm, you use him in the bullpen for playoff runs. I mean, it happened to David Price in 2008 against the Phillies. So I don't know. But you obviously got, or do you get rid of Aaron Nola? That would be the other question. And it seems like such a waste of time. Yeah. Bryce Young, what about Bryce Young? He's not a very good quarterback. Dave said last week that they will not use Painter in the pen. He specifically said that, okay? I missed him saying that. Look, I'm not suggesting I don't like the idea. Just saying we need bullpen help. And you've already had to bump one guy out of the rotation. You might have to bump another or put Painter there. Or maybe they just let Painter ride it out in the minors all year and protect him. Protect his health for next year, maybe. I don't know. But it's clear as day that the Phillies do need not just one, but maybe 2 bullpen arms. They need an elite closer. And everyone keeps talking about Hazley. But why would the Cardinals trade him? They're 23-19. Let me check the MLB standings sheet here. They're in second place, only 1 game behind the Cubs. They're only a game behind the Phillies, overall record-wise. So why would the Cards even trade him? Tonight, the Phillies got Jesus Luzardo going against Sonny Gray. Is Sonny Gray still pitching? Actually pitching pretty well to start the season this year. I feel like Sonny Gray's been around for a very long time. Anthony, you're right about Carr. Bryce Young played damn well against us last year, better than Mahomes anyway. Bryce Young is a guy that needed time. He needed to sit and learn. I'm not writing him off for his career just yet, but I don't expect much. And Carolina has had an interesting offseason, but Carolina's still going to be a pretty bad football team next year. You have a notebook of knowledge, son. Look up Bryce. I'm not giving you my entire list. Plus, my list isn't finished yet. It's tentative, based off some changes I'm going to make. If Derek Carr threw 40,000 yards, I'm hanging 3 inches from the floor. I think we got somebody doubting that Derek Carr threw for, I think it was Derek Carr is what we meant. Someday soon, Bryce will outduel Hurts again. All that matters is who wins the game, right? Isn't that what matters? David Carr didn't throw for 5 yards in his career. He might have taken 40,000 sacks. Isn't that what David Carr? We're talking Derek Carr, not David Carr. Did I say David Carr by mistake? I apologize if I did. We obviously know it's the other. Kerr said yesterday that the plan is for Payne to throw 5 innings next start, and once he gets up to 90 pitches, he will be ready to get called up. Interesting. I still set it right around the 4th of July as when he would get called up. I said just after the 4th of July. I don't have to look at the schedule. I think they maybe try to schedule it at home, his first start. So we'll see what the schedule looks like in July. But I would expect early July when you get it. But what do you do? What do you do in the starting rotation? In theory, I think it should be Ranger Suarez comes out of it. You can make an argument that's Aaron Nola at this point. Maybe Aaron Nola goes on a phantom IL stint. Yeah, I think somebody somewhere, whether me or somebody in the comments, might have said David Carr by mistake, and that's why Nooms is pointing that out because he's just trying to, he was terrible. Start measuring him. I looked it up, Derek Carr. No, yeah. Somebody along the line said David, and that's why he's making these comments. Sum up Carrs as mid of quarterbacks as possible. Ranger and Walker in the pen, does it make sense? I think Ranger Suarez in the bullpen makes a lot of sense, Big Al, and it has since day one. He's done it well before. His arm, I know he pitched well in his last start, but I don't know how much he can maintain that long term. I don't know. Nola is their worst starter, but he makes way too much to demote. Well, you're not going to demote him to AAA. You probably don't even put him in the pen. I don't know if he's their worst starter. He's their starter that's pitching the worst right now. I still have faith in Aaron Nola, Anthony. Aaron Nola, when we were watching Sunday Night Baseball, okay, and they put up a list of all the pitchers with the most, I forget it was, quality starts, 6 innings, 3 or less runs, whatever that stat was, to show how great and consistent Zach Wheeler was. You notice who else was on that list with all the other great pitchers in baseball? Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola is pitching very poorly this year. No doubt about it. You cannot protect him from that. But Aaron Nola has, for the last 10-plus years, been one of the most consistent starters in history of the Phillies. And I have faith that he'll right the ship. But maybe a phantom IL stint in July when Andrew Painter comes up, maybe that's good for him. Maybe he gets to reset, rest, figure out what's wrong. Then he comes back good as new for the playoffs. What part of baseball is the most entertained you? Complaining about the lineup construction from Rob Thompson. Easy answer. Carr was always mid. Yeah. I meant demote to the bullpen. Yeah, and I don't know if Aaron Nola, I think Aaron Nola's the kind of guy that would do whatever the team asks. Because his personality is not very argumentative or confrontational. But I don't know if Aaron Nola in the pen makes sense. I think if Andrew Painter's a real deal, Ranger Suarez makes more sense, even if he's pitching well. And yeah, some of that goes to the money aspect of it too. Does Nooms hang low? Oh my God. Carr didn't exactly have a cast of characters allow him to reach his ceiling. Yeah, I mean, he was dysfunctional Las Vegas organization for how long? New Orleans wasn't great on him either. Derek Carr was 40,000 yards without a playoff victory. That's crazy. But it is what it is. Let's see if there's been any other scheduling drop information here. Anything else drop here? Nope, still just the 4 games for the Eagles so far. Nothing else new big time. But anyway, guys, we're watching, we're talking. It's the top of the hour here. Trending the AM on the STT Sports Network. Again, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already done it. We're talking Sixers. Get the third pick in the NBA draft. Is it Ace Bailey? Is it somebody else? Or is it a trade? And is the NBA draft lottery? I don't think we spent enough time about the rigging of the NBA draft lottery. Yeah, I don't think we've spent enough time talking about that today. NFL schedule release leaks are happening. Obviously, we know 4 of the Eagles games. We know 1 of the Christmas games. We know all the international games that are being played this year. So there's a lot of information dropping. What do you think of the Eagles schedule? Which one of the 4 games are we looking forward to the most? Eagles Cowboys kicking it off. Eagles Green Bay, Monday Night Football, Saturday Night Football, December 20th, Eagles Commanders, or Black Friday, Eagles versus the Bears. So far, I'm most excited about that Black Friday game. I don't know how you demote him to the bullpen. Not just because of the money. Like, I don't even know if there's an argument to be made that he even knows how to pitch in the bullpen. I don't know. Carr made roughly $20 million in his career without mid-level quarterback performance. That's a skill. Dude, good for him. I mean, just compare that to what Kirk Cousins made in his career. And he's a mid-level quarterback as well, Duck. Just think about that. Think about that. Carr made $20 million. I think Cousins, after his current contract with the Falcons is up, is going to be well north of $400 million. Yeah, Commanders Week 16, the December 20th game. It's in Washington. That's your one you're looking forward to. Week 10 Monday is Packers. Yep, November 10th, Week 10. I think it's going to be north of 400 if he completes his current contract. Carr greater than Cousins? You know, it's interesting. Carr did more with less. Carr made less money being mid. Cousins got more hype. I don't know. Cousins could buy Amazon. Yeah, probably could. It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of money. And that's the problem. People give out big contracts to very mid quarterbacks all the time because it's a quarterback-driven league, and they're always hoping. They're always putting guys like Bryce Young in positions to fail. Did Carr ever get – if you would have given Derek Carr to Howie Roseman, he might not have won a Super Bowl, but I'm sure Howie Roseman would have put a team around him with a quality offensive line to protect him with wide receivers or running backs and weapons. Chase Daniels got paid, but now he works for the NFL Network. He got paid a lot of money. So did who's the other one I'm thinking about? I'm always thinking about 2 or 3 of those guys. If not for those home runs, pitch clock, and pitching with men on base, that Aaron Nola would actually be a number 2 starter. Look, Aaron Nola has had great seasons in his career. And he's had some average seasons in his career. It is what it is. Aaron Nola is still getting the benefit of the doubt from me in the sense that he can turn it around. I'm not letting him off the hook for how bad he's pitched this year. But his track record says he's better than the numbers he's put up this year. All right? I mean, just look at the stats. Aaron Nola actually has more top 10 or top 12 Cy Young vote finishes in his career than Zach Wheeler. And I'm not saying he's better than Zach Wheeler, but I'm saying he's been more consistent in his career than people give him credit for. Fitzmagic was a master of grabbing the bat and sucking. Yeah. Dude, crazy. That's the way to do it. Yeah. I would love to be a backup quarterback or a third-string quarterback in the NFL. A couple $1 million to sit around, play a couple of spring training or preseason games that are meaningless, and do nothing else, and collect some paychecks. According to Dennis Sounds, the Eagles have the most difficult strength of schedule this year if you go by preseason Super Bowl odds. I read that the Giants had the most difficult schedule by win-loss records last year. But you're going by preseason Super Bowl odds. Gotcha. Based off of win-loss records, the Giants do and the Eagles have the 4th hardest schedule. We'll see. Do you really need me to answer this question? Put a poll out there. All right. Do you think Phil watched any UFL this past week? Do you think Phil has watched any UFL this year? Do you think Phil has watched any UFL ever? The answer to all those questions, exactly the same. Exactly. I'm a closet UFL fan. I watch it all the time. I live, breathe. I have another YouTube channel actually where I don't put my face on the screen. I just talk audio wise, and all I do is talk UFL. And I do that as soon as this show ends. I go live for 5 hours, 7 days a week, talking UFL. I have 70,000 subscribers on that channel. I'm a crump. You're Delulu, okay? If you think anybody cares about what gets better ratings in K1, you'll be the only one that gets this joke probably. What gets better ratings? Live on FS1 or the UFL on whatever channel they're on? And Live don't get good ratings. I think they're getting like 40,000 views a weekend. UFL weight. Oh, man. I like it. I like what you're trying to do there. What's up with Dallas Mavericks always getting the greatest white basketball players? Nowitzki, Doncic, and now Cooper Flag. Why can't Philly have our version? Look, I just think there's something to be said about all the stars that have left the city, superstar. And right after that happens, that team gets the number 1 overall pick. Happened with Cleveland. It happened with New Orleans. And it's happening with Dallas. And I know I'm missing some. I know I'm missing a few, actually. There's got to be something to that. That when a superstar player leaves your team, that you magically get the number 1 overall pick. Like, there's got to be something to that. Good for you. I found that Phil UFL channel. The Rock is on with him all. Oh yeah. The Rock and I are like this, you know. We're tight. We're boys. I'm his final boss. I'm glad that the Saudi Bonesaw League is failing. I wish we'd get more golf brought back together. Plain and simple. It's really ruining the game. Someday I will find a UFL fan in here. Probably not. Consistently at the bottom of the league in barrel rate for the past 3 years. Nola is just getting squared up and lost a little break on the curveball. It's dollars versus performance risk. Look, yes, he's not missing as many bats. I was listening to the radio a couple starts ago, and they were talking about the swing and miss rate and how it's changed so much this year. But hasn't he earned the right by pitching consistently well for us for a decade to give him the benefit of the doubt that his first 6 weeks of the season isn't more of an anomaly than the new current product? And he might be just a bad pitcher. He might be. You're right. And the Aaron Nola bashing from you, John Marks does it all the time, might be right. But I'm not willing to say that because of a 6-week sample size over the last 10 years. 6 weeks does not wipe out 10 years. Okay? Now, if he's like this all year, we can have this conversation about Aaron Nola after the season. What to do with Aaron Nola? Can you trade him? This, that. We can have that conversation if he stays this bad for an entire season. But 6 weeks does not wipe out a year, years and years. Phil loves UFL. I have literally 27 UFL jerseys. I'm trying to get Dave Begner level Eagles jerseys in UFL jerseys right now. Only a few might know that. I literally was trying to find UFL 2 weekends ago and couldn't find what channel or time. I haven't seen an advertisement for the UFL since before the season started. They keep giving Walker chances for his money. Nola deserves more time to fix it. Exactly. Nola deserves some time. Phil had the Brahmas win in the UFL this year. Yeah, exactly. The Brahma Bulls. I don't know what happened, Mitchie Poo. People are unsubscribing. We're not liking. We're not sharing. We're not subscribing. I do the YMCA so much. I think I got elbow tendonitis from doing the YMCA so much. Can I claim workers' comp on the STT Sports Network profit and loss statement? He had 2 very good years. The rest of his seasons, or what you pay an innings eater number 3? If I have to, I'm going to pull up his stats, okay? If this is what we've got to come to with this show here, discussing Aaron Nola's stats, okay? He was 3rd in Cy Young in 2018, 7th in Cy Young in 2020, 4th in Cy Young in 2022, and 11th in Cy Young last year. All right? He's pitched 32 or more games outside the strike-shortened season, the COVID-shortened season every single year since 2018. All right? His ERA has only been north of 4 twice since his rookie year. I think Aaron Nola deserves some credit. Absolutely deserves credit for what he's been capable of. Let's go. That's right. 14 watching, 18 likes, but there's been, we got to 18 likes. All right, I'll accept 18 likes. It's not great, but it's good. Phil leads the league in likes to viewer ratio, maybe, because I do this YMCA all the time. It's what I do. I know what you mean. Anyway, real quick, I want to do scheduling tonight, 6 p.m. Fairway to Heaven. Tomorrow morning, we'll be back on the show live, talking who knows what more Eagles schedule. We'll be live tomorrow night at about 9 p.m. after I get home from work, talking the Eagles schedule. There'll be no show on Friday, though, or Thursday, though. We'll be back by Friday, though. All right? So no show Thursday and no show next Monday either. Got golf outings Thursday and Monday. So just so you know, we got to swing some golf clubs. We'll see if the elbow tendonitis loosens up by then. But stay tuned. Lots of great content. We're going to do a trending in the PM tomorrow night, late night. We'll drink some beers and we'll talk football tomorrow night. 4-6-3 and 4-4 on a defensively weak team. All right, so you're pulling out 2 ERAs. I could pull out his 2.37 ERA, his 3.87 ERA, his 3.28 ERA, his 3.25 ERA, his 3.57 ERA, his 3.54 ERA. I could pull out all the good years. Yes, he's had 2 subpar years. And he's had 8 great years. Let's pause for a second. Pause for a second. Oh, man. Anyway. Look, Aaron Nola, not letting him off the hook. He has not performed to his level. But I am willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. Because I think his track record is much better than you're giving him credit for, Nooms. Much better than you're giving him credit for. Mitchie Poo never misses a moment. Say his name. And he appears. Yes, his pitch mix is becoming predictable, and he is missing less bats. Has his velocity dropped a little bit? Maybe not. I haven't really heard anybody talk about his velocity dropping, but I feel like that might have something to do with the less missed bats as well. Just maybe his breaking ball is not moving as much as it used to. It's a definite concern. Isn't that a fair way to say it? I am concerned about Aaron Nola's future. But I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt going forward. Only Mitchie Poo. Mitchie Poo never misses a moment. Host golf outing for 1K subs. I ain't hosting anything. I'll go golfing with y'all for it, but I ain't paying. His lower velocity is giving him it absolutely. That's why I kind of suggested the Phantom IL stint when Andrew Painter's ready. They definitely saw on the broadcast that his fastball was down 2 miles an hour. All right, I missed that part of the broadcast for sure. When I was listening on the radio, they were just talking about the swing and miss rate being so low, or lower than it used to be. But that's that. Look, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I am. Without a doubt, he gets the benefit of the doubt. Because the track record, just like I won't give Daryl Morey the benefit of the doubt because his track record sucks, I'm not giving up on Aaron Nola just yet. I don't think he would work with his velocity down, with his miss rate, down. You don't put him in the bullpen. Aaron Nola's stuff would blow up in the bullpen. But Ranger Suarez and stuff would be good. If we get back to 520, K1, it's about damn time I gained that one subscriber I lost back. What I really need is more people watching. I think Wednesday night doing a 9 p.m. show, that should increase some numbers. I think. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll get some golf swing highlight reels for shorts on Thursday. We'll see. Will you at least provide Train the AM balls? You want me to provide balls? Mitchie Poo, comment. His velocity has slowed down. His fastball was 94, but down to 91. It's not good. That tells me, I said it, I think, in like his first or second start, that he looked like he had dead on. What's 550? If I do a Thursday night show or Wednesday night show and some golf swings, I'll get to 550 like that, you think? If this team had a better bullpen, the Nola concerns would be much less for me. And you know what, Nooms, and you know what? I will give you credit on that. I think you let Aaron Nola just be your fifth best starter on this team. I know he's getting paid number 2 money. He's not performing number 2 level right now. But he's earned the benefit of the doubt to stay in the rotation and be one of the guys. If the playoffs start today, he would not be playing in a best-of-7 series. He would not get a start from me. But I'm not giving up on him. But if you go out and go get 2 legit bullpen arms, a closer and somebody else, you get Andrew Painter up here. You slide Ranger Suarez to the pen. I think the rest of this team falls into place. I'm going to tell everybody that Hurts is the number 1 quarterback in the NFL. When I release my quarterback list at some point this offseason, Gabe Davis to the Eagles, don't need him. Everyone with a brain knows that Hurts is great. Exactly. Yeah. Just seeing if there's any other breaking news here. But yeah. Oh, yeah, the Chargers. I meant the Chargers are playing in Brazil as well. I forgot to announce that. The Vikings have multiple international games this year. That's kind of weird. London and Dublin. The Vikings having to go overseas twice. That's kind of crazy. Just try to check Twitter. Any other scheduling news? Any other scheduling issues? Just curious. Don't tread on me. Yeah, it was only Brazil for the Eagles. That was a special EOP thing. I can't bring Brazil back. I can't go like that anymore, K1. Just can't do it. That hurts my feelings too much to go back in time like that. Expect the pump man he doesn't like you. Chargers KC. Is it KC? The official site just has the Chargers with no other name next to it. Hurts is the best pre-snap quarterback out there. He's actually really good at that. Yeah. MLB hitters are getting better at their bat speed, giving them extra time to wait on breaking ball pitches. Nola is getting involved out of MLB. I think there's a thread to pull on that. Mister, I don't think that's an outlandish take or anything like that. Yeah, you missed that. Somebody else already said that a minute ago, Mitchie Poo. You're late, as always. Late to the game. It is what it is. It is what it is. Should be 550. Should be 1,000. Should be 520,000. The takeover is just taking very long. It's a slow process, the takeover. I think once I start live streaming Eagles games come this season, which I don't know how I'm going to do it, with all these random wacky times, doing all these live takeover shows, these watch parties. Better late than Maury. How about that? It's better to be late than Maury. But yeah, Daryl Morey, no trust. DJ, they may want to include Bryson Stott on the bat speed trend. It's pretty loopy. I'm a Bryson Stott guy, Nooms. I think Bryson Stott deserves to be playing every single day. He does not deserve to get benched against left-handed hitters. Bryson Stott needs to get that everyday vote of confidence from his coach and then just watch his confidence soar even more. Sanders will, I can't rank him per se, but I will say he will win the Cleveland Browns starting job. That's my prediction. He will be starting week 1 for the Cleveland Browns. No doubt about it. He should be starting in the UFL, but he will be starting week 1 for the Cleveland Browns, whoever week 1 for the Cleveland Browns is. Yeah, I didn't have the date, but I did have that listed here. Week 11, Finns Commanders. It's probably the best international game listed this year. I mean, in terms of, KC Chargers in Brazil, if that's official, I guess that would be. Some of the other ones, the Berlin, the Ireland, the London games are all trash this year. At least there's something to look forward to there for them. They did. I know. But I think Shedeur Sanders starts week 1. I do not think it will be Flacco. I think it will be Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders is not going to be a great NFL quarterback. But he's going to get opportunities, and he's going to do okay. Now, the Browns are terrible, so he's going to fail at first. But I can see Sanders, if his ego could get put into check, having a Geno Smith-type career, struggling early, and then reinventing himself down the line. If Stott doesn't get some kind of tick up in bat speed, you may never see him get that everyday shot. Probably the huge difference between Utley and Stott. I would never compare him to Utley. Okay? Wouldn't do that. He's not going to get the shot because Rob Thompson refuses to give him the shot. Will Caleb ever not be doo-doo? No. Caleb Williams is overrated. Flacco will be the starter week 1 for sure. How good will Nix be? Bo Nix is going to be good. I think it's going to be interesting to see how he follows up last year's rookie campaign. You think Sanders will win a Super Bowl before Prescott? Well, let's put it this way. Dak Prescott's never winning a Super Bowl. So I guess Sanders has a better chance because he hasn't started his career yet. But the odds are both don't win Super Bowls in their careers. I love all the Delulu Cowboys fans out there hyping up how they're going to smoke us week 1. I think it's hilarious. It's very possible Kevin Long is in Topper's ear about Stott. I don't know. What it is it's too much analytics. You're talking about bat speed and stuff. That's analytics. I just know that Bryson Stott's a quality MLB hitter that's never going to get better if he doesn't get the chance to get better. Bo Nix is the real deal. I don't know if he wins the Super Bowl, but we'll have a nice career with like Burrows and Allen. Yeah, Bo Nix, there might be some sophomore jinx to him this year. I don't know. But I remember talking the draft last year on this show 2 networks ago and thinking Bo Nix had a better ceiling than even Jaden Daniels. Definitely. I had Bo Nix definitely ahead of Caleb Williams. My man Stott just needs some Lenny Dykstra magical pills. Nobody. Dallas doesn't realize that week 1 is a trap game for them. You know what? Who doesn't realize? And I'm so disappointed that John Barchard wasn't on today. He had some family emergencies this week or today. One last night and again this morning. We're gonna try to get him on Friday's show. Maybe I get him on Wednesday night if he's free. But I'm gonna try to get him on Friday. But where was I going with that? The WIP out there asking a poll question yesterday. Is week 1 against Dallas must win for the Eagles? Like, really? There's so many delusional people out there. Cowboys are weaker than ever. What wide receiver they just signed? They're okay. Then Daniels stop. Jaden Daniels, sophomore slump. I don't buy that. I think Jaden Daniels is going to have a fine season. I think the Commanders, we'll see how the schedules shake out, but it's going to be Eagles-Commanders battling for the NFC East. I still think Stott is battling that elbow a little bit. They claim he's healthy. He says he's healthy. Well, maybe. Daniel's super good. Righteous delusional Eagles fans. Look at us all. Daniels is being way overhyped. I don't know about that. I think Jane Daniels showed me something last year. I think Commanders fans are overhyped and overhyping him. But I fully respect the Washington Commanders as real threat to the Philadelphia Eagles, not just getting back to the Super Bowl, but even winning their division. I truly respect that they are a very good football team that got better. If you think Hurts better than Daniels, no. I know Hurts is better than Daniels. Dallas gains nothing over other than realizing that they are bad if they're beaten. If by act of God Dallas wins, the fans will be so delusional. They'll be number one in power rankings after week one if they win that game. Daniels is a superstar. Without a doubt, Daniels, just like Jalen Hurts, will win an MVP at some point in his career. Absolutely. Daniels and Hurts might actually stop each other from winning MVPs because they're both so damn good. Hurts had more yards per attempt, higher quarterback ranking. Yeah, exactly. Look, I feel like NFL fan royalty playing the Cowboys on opening day is below us. I feel like the Eagles should just automatically get protected to the Super Bowl. We shouldn't even have to play to the Super Bowl. George Pickens, Miles Sanders, Tyler Booker move the needle. Pickens and Booker move the needle a little bit. It does. That's why they're going to be an 8 or 9 win team this year. Stott may have altered his stance, but his elbow does not appear to be up high as it used to be. That's a little too detailed for my eyes. I don't notice that kind of stuff, Nooms. But what I know is that he's a damn good baseball player. And he's never going to become, you're never going to know if he's your leadoff hitter of the future or not, unless you just stick him there and leave him there for a month or two straight. What do I say every year? Eagles perfectly constructed roster, walk in the Super Bowl. There's a couple teams that scare me, but yeah, I mean they're the favorite to win to reach the Super Bowl in the NFC for a reason. Guys, it's time to start the wrap-up process. Tomorrow we'll be back at 9 a.m. But please, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. Please just share and subscribe, guys. Would greatly appreciate it. Buy me some subscribers, guys. Go out today. Tell friends. Subscribe. Doesn't matter whether you like or don't like a player in the NBA draft. Like or don't like Bryson Stott or Aaron Nola. Like or don't like Jalen Hurts. This is the only place that allows you to have an opinion and be free about it, except for politics and religion. But that's a different subject. And make sure you find my UFL channel. The UFL Fairway to Heaven. The UFL Way to Heaven is what it's going to be called. I'm going to write that down. Maybe I'll remember to say that tonight on Fairway. UFL Way to Heaven. Got to remember that for tomorrow or for tonight. But guys, tonight, 6 p.m., we'll be doing Fairway to Heaven. We'll be talking PGA Championship. We'll be talking why Bryson DeChambeau is going to dominate Quail Hollow and the field and win the PGA Championship this week. Let's go. That's right. Why is Daryl Morey so chubby? He needs to lose weight if he knows he's going to be on television. Yeah. I think one of Rojas, Stott, Bohm, and one of the over 30 players are getting traded. The thing is, hopefully Bohm keeps getting that average up. I think Bohm, if he gets some of his numbers up, could be the best value there in that trade. Stott, I wouldn't want to trade Stott. I think there's enough potential. Rojas could go in any deal because Crawford's going to be that guy. Big picture. Yeet, isn't that what the cool kids do, right? Yeet. I did not watch Raw last night. I wish I could just unsubscribe for Fairway and then auto stop. Stop. Who was your Sixers starting lineup? Not Ace Bailey, because Nick Nurse ain't going to even play him. I don't know what's going to happen with the Sixers. I'm going to need another whole day to marinate and think all over social media or read all social media. I'll have a better idea what the Sixers are going to do tomorrow. I would trade Bohm in a second. Look, Alec Bohm was an all-star last year. I don't know. I think you over-hate on him, but I also maybe under-hate on him. Maybe there's a little middle ground on him. Guys, it's time to wrap it up. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to, go our merry ways today. We'll be back tonight, 6 p.m., Fairway to Heaven. Tomorrow, back at 8 a.m. We'll see what we talk about, how much more of the schedule gets leaked. Talk it all. I didn't get into Trey Hendrickson today. Seems to be very disgruntled with Cincinnati. So maybe we'll bring up Trey Hendrickson on tomorrow's show. Should the Eagles make a big, bold move to trade for him? We are wrapping it up, and you should always wrap it up. Everybody have a great Tuesday. It's going to be rainy in the Delaware Valley. It's going to be rainy the next couple of days in the Delaware Valley. But anyway, everybody have a great Tuesday. I suggested it. I don't want to, but I've suggested it. If you're going to strip it down and start all over, you might as well. Sanders is dominating the Cleveland minicamp. Okay. Anyway, guys, everybody have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow. Look, we hit overtime. We're almost a minute of overtime now. Everybody have a great Tuesday. We'll be back tonight, 6 p.m. Fairway to Heaven. Back here tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Y'all have a great day. Go Birds. Bubbles up.